Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. It's me again, uh, Muhammad Azam bin Muhammad Jamil, and I am from SMK Datuk Seri Wan Muhammad. Okay, so we will continue learning English today with Form 4, Part 1 and Part 2 for reading. Okay, so the CFR based English are targeting at 4 skills mastery: Paper 1 reading, Paper 2 writing, Paper 3 speaking, and Paper 4 listening. Okay, subject aims to enable pupils to communicate confidently, proficiently, and competently, be knowledgeable, respectful of others' cultures, and well-versed in emerging literacies. Make calculated decisions through critical and analytical thinking, and collaborate with others to solve problems creatively and innovatively in the real world. The SBLC aims to reinforce pupils' basic understanding of the English language so that they are able to communicate in the language for knowledge acquisition, future workplace needs, and to enable them to communicate effectively in a variety of contexts. Assessment objectives. The revised test specifications take two key considerations as the primary focus. First is to align the test level more closely to the CFR and to be in line with similar alignment in terms of curriculum. In addition to this, it should be assumed that the relevant CFR descriptors for levels stated above will be referenced throughout the test material production process. Okay, so we will look at assessment objective 1, ability to correspond, interact, and collaborate with people for different purposes. AO2, ability to understand and process information from various sources. AO3, ability to use and present information in spoken and written form. AO4, ability to understand and give response to the different texts. Okay, so our focus on this video for English Paper 1 SPM are gonna be multiple choice questions and short answer questions. So part 1 will be on graphic stimuli, and part 2 it will be on rational clause questions. Okay, so the tips and strategies to apply when we are trying this question. Okay, for part 1 short text, 8 questions based on various forms of text, notices, text messages, dialogues, and advertisement, etc. What you have to do is you have to read each text carefully. Okay, then you need to pay attention to the small print and footnotes. You need to understand the question well before deciding on the correct answer. Number 4, analyze the options. Statements may seem very similar. Okay, number 5, eliminate the unlikely options or distractors. Okay, graphic stimuli, multiple choice questions for part 1. Okay, these tips will help you to do well in multiple choice questions. Read all the options carefully. If possible, use what you know already to work out any options that are not possible. Eliminate options you are certain are wrong. Find the part of the text with the information. Find keywords in the text that tell you which option is correct. And look out for words such as always, never, might, may, or could. Okay, they can help you decide if an option is correct or not. Okay, so let's take a look at the first example of advertisement. Read the text carefully in each question. Choose the best answer A, B, or C. For each question, mark the correct answer A, B, or C on your answer sheet. Okay, so what I would like to do here, okay, usually is I will read the question first and then I will read the answers. Okay, so the question, the purpose of the advertisement is A, to introduce a new tea product, B, to tell consumers how to identify good tea, and C, to improve the sales of tea from the highlands. Okay, alright, so then only we will read the advertisement. Tea is the work of art and requires a master to draw out its best qualities, claims Sokakura in his famous book of tea. Okay, we at the Good Morning Tea Company follow the same tradition, allowing tea drinkers to appreciate the art of tea in its purest form. With characteristics of the finest Highland teas, our latest tea has been perfected. Okay, A, to introduce a new tea product. Okay, it doesn't really say anything about the product yet, so we will keep on reading B because we're not sure if A is correct or incorrect. Okay, okay, B, to tell consumers how to identify good tea. Okay, it doesn't say anything here about how to identify good tea. Alright, tea is a work of art and requires a master to draw out its best qualities. Okay, this doesn't mean anything. Okay, it doesn't show how to identify good tea here as well. Okay, C, to improve the sales of tea from the highland. Okay, and here it doesn't really talk about any sales and any improvement that needs to be done. Okay, so basically if we look here with characteristics of the finest highland teas, our latest tea has been perfected. So our latest here means the newest product that they have. Okay, so the newest product here has been perfected, so they want to introduce to the reader that this advertisement they have the tea for new tea drinkers. So the answer is A. Okay. Okay, we shall move on to the second one. Okay, example of notice. Question number 5. The notice to students say that students can represent the school individually. Participants need to undergo coaching. Anyone interested should speak to a member of staff. Alright. Attention all students. Do you have what it takes to be a team player? Make our school proud. Join us in a 5 km race. Why My Malaysia Relay Run. Okay, when? 30th of June, 7:30 a.m. Certificates will be given to all runners. Compulsory training from 2nd June to 28th June. Want to join? C. Kumar of 5 Dahlia after the assembly. Okay, so the notice to students say that students can represent the school individually. Okay, be a team player, make us proud. Okay, it doesn't really say that they can represent the school individually. Okay, because what it takes to be a team player, so it has to be in a team, in a group of runners. Okay, participants need to undergo coaching, compulsory training. Okay, it says here compulsory training, so B is probably right about now. Okay, and C, anyone interested should speak to a member of staff. Okay, want to join? C. Kumar of 5 Dahlia. So he's not staff, Kumar is a student. Okay, so the answer here is B. Compulsory training. Undergo coaching. Alright, B. Which of the following statement is true? All schools have been ordered to delay schooling hours. The air pollution index is at an unhealthy level. The school principals can choose to cancel classes. Okay, this is an example of newspaper excerpt. Kuala Terengganu. Schools in the area have been given the green light by the Terengganu Education Department to delay schooling hours or cancel classes if the air pollution index (API) reaches an unhealthy level following fires in a nearby forest. Its director said that the heads of affected schools have the authority to make the decision. What is most important is the half of the students, he told the press today. So which one is true? All schools have been ordered to delay schooling hours. Okay, this is right, but not all schools. Okay, the schools that can delay their schooling hours is the school that are affected by the fire in a nearby forest. Okay, so A is wrong. The air pollution index is at an unhealthy level. True. Okay, but we'll see C first. The school principals can choose to cancel classes. Okay, director said the heads of the affected schools have the authority to make decisions to cancel classes or to delay schooling hours. Okay, so what about now? Which of the following statements is true? All schools have been ordered to delay schooling hours. That is wrong, because not all schools, only the schools that are affected. The air pollution index is at an unhealthy level. It's right. The school principals can choose to cancel classes. Okay, so we have like almost right. Okay, over here. Alright? Okay, the answer here is C. Okay, the reason why, okay, look at B. The air pollution index is at an unhealthy level. Okay, here meaning that the air pollution in that area is already worse. Okay, it's already so bad. Alright, but here, if you look at your newspaper excerpt here, the department to delay schooling hours or cancel classes if the air pollution index reaches an unhealthy level. So that means it is still okay. So principals can choose not to cancel classes, okay? Or yeah, so the keyword here is if, and this is for B is at an unhealthy level. So you guys can understand here, right? So this is like almost the answer, but it's not. Okay. Moving on to next question. Oh, okay. Now we have come to rational clause in part 2. We have 10 numbered blanks, question 9 until 18. Both grammar and vocabulary are tested here. Okay, how to answer this? First, read through the passage once, then read it again to get a feel and the general idea of what the passage is about. Number 3, take note of the tenses used in the passage. Number 4, be aware of the subject-verb agreement. And number 5, look at the options given, read them carefully. In the options given, be careful of words that seem similar but have different meanings. Study the sentences before and after the blanks for clues to the answers. Number 8, eliminate the obvious wrong answers. Number 9, choose the correct answer and place it in the blank. And number 10, if you do not know the answer to a blank, go on to the next one. Okay, so let's look at this right now. Example of rational clause 1 for Blast Workbook Chapter 1. Okay, you can refer this to your textbook. In the past, I to enjoy talking on the phone very much. Okay, in the past, so this one is in past tense. Actually, I hated it, so I avoided it. Okay, again, this is past tense. My children and grandchildren to ring me all the time and I about this. I told them that I preferred speaking to people in person. It always annoyed me that I couldn't see the person I was talking to. Anyway, I was with my grandson after the other day and he video calling over the internet. Okay, so it's consistent with the use of past tense here. So we have in the past, okay, frame time, and then we had hated, avoided, told them, preferred, annoyed me, I couldn't see, I was talking, so I was. So these are all words that indicate that this passage is on past tense. So basically we will try to look at the SVA subject verb agreement. It has to be on past tense as well. So in the past, I used to enjoy talking on the phone very much. I wasn't used to enjoy talking on the phone very much. I didn't to enjoy talking very much. I used to. I think here it is didn't used. Okay. So in the past, I used to. Okay. Here it should be negative because he said that he avoided it. Okay. He hated it. He avoided it in the past. He did not enjoy talking on the phone very much. So he used and and is wrong. So I wasn't used or I didn't used to enjoy talking. Okay, I didn't is a little bit weird for my ear. So the answer here should be I wasn't used to enjoy talking on the phone very much. Okay, use here is not a verb. Okay, I wasn't used to. So this is him explaining that he didn't like before. He did not like talking on the phone very much, but now maybe he does. All right, so the answer is I wasn't used to. Okay, my children and grandchildren, okay, used to ring me all the time. My children and grandchildren, how many here? A lot. Okay, it's a plural form. So from our understanding that children and grandchildren Used to ring him a lot, okay, all the time. So here is used to ring, okay. B, used to ring me all the time, and I, what did he do? And I complain. Oh, okay, to ring me all the time and to complain, to discuss, to yell, or to argue. That means they, I think the grandchildren and children, they complain to this grandmother, okay, the picture of a grandmother. So my children and grandchildren used to ring me all the time, and complain about this, okay. To ring and to complain. That's why we do not have ed here. It's not in past tense, but rather it is in present. And to complain about this. Or do they complain, or do they discuss, do they yell, or do they argue? It's all almost the same, but I think it's complaining is here is more suitable, okay. We complain a lot, okay, because if we don't like something that people are doing to us, then we complain. We don't discuss, okay, we discuss, but we complain more. All right, so I told them that I preferred speaking to people in, okay, I told in person. It always annoyed me that I couldn't see the person I was talking to. Anyway, I was explaining, complaining, mentioning, I was chatting. Okay, so I was chatting with my grandson the other day, and he and he gossiped video calling over the internet, and he mentioned video calling over the internet, and he argued video calling over the internet. He explained video calling over the internet. Okay, here is another example of a vocabulary. So he explained, okay, because probably the grandson wanted the grandmother to have a video call with him. So what he did was he explained, okay, that this is how she can do to get in touch with the grandson and the children, maybe. Okay, mention could be the answer as well, but explain is more suitable. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Okay, the correct answer. Okay, let's try full blast for workbook page 54. Okay, to do this question 9 to 18, we will have to alternately change between this page and this picture, the answers. Okay, I'm sorry if you are not able to see, but if you can refer to your textbook right now, you'll see that on your textbook on page 54 there are these questions, and you can refer to the textbook to see the answer without having to flip this on and off. Okay, so my friend asked me, okay, we're gonna read this once first so that we know the general idea of what this passage is about and what tenses it majored in. Okay, so my friend asked me, I wanted to go on a rock climbing weekend. I wasn't sure because I didn't really know that what it would be like. So then she explained that I would have the of my life. So I agreed. There was a small group of us, and the instructor hired a minibus to drive to the mountain. Julius said that the mountain we were climbing was closed, so it took quite a while to get there. When we arrived, the instructor asked us all about the safety equipment, but while he was talking, I was taking pictures. I got some lovely of the mountains in the morning mist. Then the instructor asked me if everything. I didn't want to show that so I just said yes. Big mistake. Halfway up the mountain, I slipped and fell. As I was falling, it crossed my mind that there was nothing holding me to the mountain. I had to tie my safety rope. It seemed like for ages. But I must be the luckiest person in the world because landed on a soft bush and only had a few bumps and bruises. Next time I'll pay more attention to safety instructions. So this passage is quite simple. Everything is in past tense. Okay, so they went on a rock climbing weekend, and he didn't hear because he was busy taking pictures, and then an accident happened, but he was lucky because he was safe. Okay, so we will look at this question here. Okay, my friend asked me when, if, that too. Okay, my friend asked me if I wanted to go on the rock climbing weekend. Okay, this is pretty simple. So my friend asked me if I wanted to go on a rock climbing weekend. When, well, we can't use when here. That and to as well you can't use because it just seems weird. Okay, I wasn't sure because so I didn't really know what it would be like. Okay, I wasn't sure because I have been before. No, I went before. I didn't got. I hadn't been. Okay, I wasn't sure because I didn't go. Okay, I'm sorry. I think this is a didn't go. I'm gonna change. Okay, coming back here. Okay, I'm sorry for the. Okay, I wasn't sure because I didn't go. I didn't go before, so I didn't really know what it would be like. Okay, so Okay, so yeah, he wasn't sure because he has never been there before, so he didn't go before. So I didn't really know what it would be like. Then she explained that I would have the fun fun of my life, the time of my life. Okay, so I would have the fun of my life, the day of my life, the time of my life, the way of my life. So I would have the time of my life, like that song. He's having the most fun time of his life. Okay, so basically it's a vocabulary. This one is vocabulary. Basically, then she explained that I would have the time of his life. Okay, so I agreed. That means like he's gonna be like really happy on this time. So I agreed. There was a small group of us, and the instructor hired a minibus to drive to the mountain. Judith said that the mountain we were climbing was close, but it took quite a while to get there. When we arrived, the instructor asked all about the safety equipment. So what did the instructor do? The instructor explained. The instructor said. The instructor told. The instructor agreed. So told us all about the safety equipment. Okay, we cannot have explained because we needed to have to after explain to us all. Okay, that would have been right. So now here it's only when we arrived, the instructor told us all about the safety equipment. Okay, explain would have been right if there is a to us all about the safety equipment, but here is told us all about the safety equipment. Told is C for number 12. Okay. But while he was talking, I was taking pictures. I got some lovely of the mountains in the morning mist. So what did he get? He got some lovely shots or reports of faces or bugs. So pictures we shoot. So we shot. Okay. So I got some lovely shots. That means he took many pictures. The pictures are called shots of the mountains in the mist. Okay. Then the instructor asked me if everything. So the instructor asked me if I understood everything, if I had understood everything, if I understand everything, if I have understood everything. Okay, so this is a simple past tense. So the instructor asked me if I understood everything. It's a simple past tense, so you don't have to add had understood or have understood. I have understood here is present perfect, so it's not suitable for this sentence. Alright, so if I understood everything, I did not want to show that so I just said yes. Okay, so I did not want to show that I hadn't been listening. Okay, because why? Because here we have I didn't want to show that I hadn't been listening, so I just said yes. So hadn't been listening here is past perfect, continuous perfect, right? So hadn't been listening. Listening is the act of him listening, doing the action, but he did not actually do the action. So that's why I hadn't been listening. So I just said yes. Okay, big mistake. Halfway up the mountain, I slipped and fell. Okay, as I was falling across my, that there was nothing holding me to the mountain. It crossed my what? It crossed my brain, my head, my mind, my thought. So here, it crossed my mind, that there was nothing holding me to the mountain. Alright, my mind. So this is really simple. This is only a vocabulary. See? So as I was falling across my mind that there was nothing holding me to the mountain, I to time my safety rope. Okay, what did he do? I forgot. I had forgotten. I had been forgetting. I forgotten. So I forgot to tie my safety rope. This is simple past tense. I forgot to tie my safety rope. It seemed like I was falling and falling had been falling. It seemed like I was falling for ages, but I must be the luckiest person in the world because landed on a soft bush and only had a few bumps and bruises. Next time I'll pay more attention to the safety instructions. It seemed like I was falling. Yeah, I was falling for ages because it's in past tense. It is an action. We could imagine the action that he was falling for ages. He was like saying he was saying that it seemed like he was falling for ages, right? Because the time loop. Okay, so that's why we cannot just use fell. Am falling is present continuous, and had been falling is way too complicated for this sentence. So that's why the answer is B. Okay, so well, that's the end of our session.